parents of Malibu, parents of the Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District, citizens of Malibu, children of Malibu, people of Malibu. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. The city council meeting, agenda item 6A, the letter to be sent to the Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District, as well as the governor of the state of California, finished at about midnight. So it was a long night down at City Hall. And first of all, I just want to say we won strictly by turnout alone. I've been doing this City Hall stuff for well over a decade. And to have 82 people show up via Zoom, awkward technology with all of the weird things that were going on to get you there was marvelous. I'm telling you, it was a huge turnout. It was a huge turnout. The turnout was so big, they cut our standard time from 3 minutes to 1 minute. People were bummed about that. I didn't see it that way. I was like, wow, that's how big we are. So what happened last night was we won the spiritual war. We won because we all showed up for our children. We weren't sitting in the shadows. We're not sitting at home alone. We're a community now. There's 82 people in your immediate community that love their children more than they love anything else on this planet. And that is what we've been looking for. We are the people we've been looking for. So yeah, they didn't approve our letter last night. Councilmember Mikey Pearson is a hero. He stood with us. He stood for our children. Mayor Paul Grisanti, he stood with our children last night. The rest of the city council, not so much. Not so much. And, that's for them to face on their own. There's no reason to cast ill stones at them. They'll have to face that on their own. But what we can do is celebrate ourselves. We came together as a community last night. We had a voice. Many of you I know, this was your first time at City Hall. Many of you I've seen and know that you feel powerless. You feel powerless about what is going on with your children's future right now as these crazy mandates come down, as the possibility of having them forcibly injected with experimental products. It's horrifying. It's horrifying to see what's going on with the children. And yet we found community. We are a community of people. So yeah, what we got out of last night's city council meeting was they did vote to send a letter to the governor, the school board, the health officials that we showed up at City Hall, that there was a unanimous group of people, minus one, we had one, of course, who spoke against us, but a unanimous group of people showed up at City Hall condemning, mandating experimental products be put into our children to attend public schools. Do realize I'm on YouTube. I can't say the big V word. And so that we were officially noticed, we were officially recorded, we officially claimed our public square back, so to speak. That is our City Hall. We showed up to it. Let this be our Lexington and Concord. Let this be our first engagement with the system that would do harm to our children. This is no time to feel bummed that we didn't get exactly what we wanted. We didn't. It's disappointing. Yes, I admit it. But I'll tell you what, I listened to 3.5 hours of public comment from you, the parents, the supporters of our children. And I felt for the first time in years that I wasn't alone. Look, this standing in defense of our children's been a very lonely operation on a certain level. It's been very hard. Last night, listening to all of you speak in defense of your children, in defense of my child, in defense of children you don't even know, that really inspired me. So I want you to wake up. I know most of you are going to see this video on a Wednesday morning. I want you to wake up. I want you to just be grateful today. Just be grateful that you showed up for not only yourself, not only for your children, but for me, for the other 82 people that showed up last night, for all the people that can't call into these city council meetings because they're afraid, they're intimidated, they just don't feel comfortable doing it. For every one of us that showed up at City Hall last night, guaranteed there's another 3 that didn't. So yeah, it wasn't the big rah victory we wanted. It was definitely a Lexington conquered moment, you know. But let this not be the end. Let this be the beginning. Let's take this to Henry Stern's office. Let's take this everywhere now. Let's meet together, not to push back against these mandates. Let's meet together as community. Let's form our own sports leagues. Let's form our own schools. Let's have our own dinner parties. We don't need to be anywhere where we're not wanted. And I know that's an odd concept, but last night at City Hall, I was with people that share the same thing that I share. I love my child. I will do anything to protect and defend my child. And because I love my child that way, I'll do the same thing for your child. And I know you'll do that for my child too. So let's come together in a big way. Let's take that moment at City Hall last night and let's really build a community of like-minded people. Let's take this as our seed for the future. Let's plant that seed from last night and let's grow a giant community out of it. Let's not stop there. It's onward. It's onward. So I just want to thank you for showing up last night. It kind of brings a little bit of tears to my eyes. Super inspiring because sometimes you think you're alone. Sometimes you just think you're a little bit of Don Quixote fighting the windmills. I wasn't fighting windmills last night. We were fighting dragons. And for that, we should all be proud. We should all give ourselves a pat on the back because we all showed up for each other last night. And to me, that was the victory. That was the success of last night. Community. So I hope to see you soon here. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going and just give thanks and gratitude to this Wednesday morning that you showed up on Tuesday night to defend the children. Thank you, Mikey Pearson. Thank you, Mayor Grisanti, for standing with us last night. Thank you. Onward.